statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Okay, there we go. I got thrown off there. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. That's okay. No problems. We're all good. Welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Steven's here working the board. Josh is here. You're there. I'm here. Today's an international show. Dr. Seidenwerg will be calling, I think, in Switzerland, and then Dr. Bouic from South Africa. I'm just in Tampa. Just plain old Tampa. Yeah. It's great to be here. Thanks for stopping by today. As you know, I have a bias. I guess it's a bias. I'm very much intrigued by studying health, wellness, and well-being from a cultural perspective, from looking at different cultures and trying to understand what they do in those cultures relative to diet, lifestyle, the practice of medicine, and so on. It's intriguing. There are a lot of similarities, but boy, there are a lot of differences too. And how we think about food, our relationship with food is not necessarily the same across cultures. And that's a good thing, right? Like variety. You don't want things so homogenized. And so, this show has always tried to have guests on here from different parts of the world to share their ideas about health and whatever they're talking about, nutrition, whatever it may be. I think that makes for a richer conversation. It makes for better education. And in the end, has better outcomes for people who listen and watch this show. And you can watch it at letstalknutrition.com. You can also listen to it there, but if you sort of drift away from your radio, but most people listen on the radio, the fidelity is clearly good. Nothing has to be buffered, right? And please support your local radio station that airs this show. We appreciate their support and airing the show, and we got to keep terrestrial radio alive and well, which it is. Did you get anything for me? Steve? No? Okay. I came across, since we're in cold season, I came across a story this morning, something, a saying that probably many of you are familiar with. And I thought I would share this with you. I thought it was interesting. It's science shedding some light on an old principle. Feed a cold, starve a fever. Remember that? That's been around since, I remember that being said when I was a boy. Feed a cold, starve a fever. Is there any truth to that? Well, researchers, in a press release, researchers found that the effect of food intake on infection depends on whether the infection is bacterial or viral in nature, as well as what foods are consumed, they said in the press release. The senior author on the study was a Dr. Ruslan Medzatov. I have to practice these things off air. Dr. Medzatov. My dad was Russian, so and Polish, so he would be proud of me. Dr. Wallace, professor of immunobiology and a Howard Hughes Medical Institute investigator at Yale School of Medicine, was involved here and report their findings too in the journal called Cell, which is a pretty darn good journal. According to Dr. Medzatov, what we know about bacterial and viral infections really stems from studies that have looked at how the immune system responds to pathogens and how the immune system works to, rid your body of them. That's its job, in part. That's a big job. And sometimes it does well at it, and sometimes not so much, depending on your diet, lifestyle, genetic inheritance, and whatnot, and your age. Dr. Medzatov said, quote, "But that's not the only way we defend ourselves," he said. "There are also cases where we change and adapt to that so that microbes don't cause harm," close quote. In the case of this current study that I'm talking about, this research team found that food intake during infection may influence the immune system's ability to fight off these pathogens. This is interesting. There's a nutrition immune connection here, and it depends on whether the infection is bacterial or viral and what types of foods you eat. Dr. Medzatov said, "We were surprised at how profound the effects of feeding were, both positive and negative." So this was an experiment. They did it with mice. The researchers came to their findings by conducting a series of mouse experiments in which they fed or starved mice that had been infected either with a bacteria or a bacterium or a virus. The team infected the mice with a bacterium, Listeria monocytogenes. That causes food poisoning. You want to avoid that, I should say. As expected, the mice quit eating. A common occurrence when you get food poisoning. Eventually, they made a full recovery. However, when the mice were infected with L monocytogenes, and they were force-fed that, they just simply died. On further investigation into the effects of each food component, the team found that it was glucose that proved fatal to the force-fed mice when they were given the L monocytogenes. Proteins and fats appeared to have no effect. Glucose becomes the suspect here. What is further, when they administered this chemical called 2DG, well, what that does, it inhibits glucose metabolism. When they did that, when they gave that chemical to these force-fed infected mice, glucose no longer proved fatal. So it was the glucose along with the pathogen that ended up, especially with the pathogen L monocytogenes, that really proved fatal. In another experiment, the mice were fed a flu virus. And contrary to the results in the first experiment, what the researchers discovered that force-fed mice with glucose led to their survival. But rodents died when they were given the 2DG or were starved of glucose. In other words, with a virus, the glucose is a good thing. With bacterium, glucose is a bad thing. So feed a cold, starve a fever depends on, according to these experiments, on what kind of food. You see, food is not just food. There's another example. Dr. Seidenwerg is my guest. Dr. Seidenwerg, are you in Switzerland today?
No, I'm still in Germany, but it's nearby.
Germany's good enough. How are you today?
I'm fine today. Weekend is threatening, so everything is great.
The weekend is threatening?
Yes.
You have a nice sense of humor. I enjoyed my last conversation with you, Dr. Seidenberg. It was great.
Me too. It was really great, and I look forward to meeting you again today.
So do you feed a cold and starve a fever in Germany?
Well, the weather is a little bit awkward here, I think, like everywhere. I mean, the climate is changing, and we have those cold spills and rain, and now it's quite hot again in Germany. So
Oh, it is hot now. It's hot now.
Yeah, it's quite warm now. I mean, it's about 80, 85.
Wow. When will winter?
It's quite warm.
When will winter come about here now?
Well, here it can start every day, but I guess fall will come up now in September, October, and then we're coming into the winter season. Then
right here in the United States, it's cold season. People catching colds. Flu season will be happening soon. Come back. We'll continue. We're going to Germany with Dr. Seidenwerg. We'll be right back.
As a family-owned company since 1968, Now Foods has spent the last 46 years building a legacy in the natural health industry as a trusted leader. Now provides a comprehensive approach to wellness by offering more than 1,400 high-quality health foods, supplements, sports nutrition, and personal care products at an affordable price. Now believes that natural is better. They don't use artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, and they offer many vegetarian, organic, and gluten-free products. Their foods are all non-GMO. Since their beginning, Now has grown to become an award-winning leader in the natural health industry. But one thing has never changed: their commitment to providing the highest quality products at the best value to empower people to lead healthier lives. High quality doesn't have to mean high price. From essential oils to amino acids, multivitamins to natural sweeteners, Now has you covered. To find a store near you that carries Now products, or for more information, visit nowfoods.com. That's nowfoods.com.
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes. Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A. Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my patients' symptoms. And while it's clear that the vast majority of my patients benefit significantly from A. Vogel Allergy Relief, what's even more amazing is that after using it, at least half of my patients' symptoms didn't return. As a doctor, that's the kind of outcome my patients and I can appreciate.
Get doctor-recommended A. Vogel Allergy Relief for your allergy symptoms. It's proven safe, it doesn't make you drowsy, it's fast-acting, and it may even help prevent your allergies from returning. Available at vitamin discount centers, Richards, Rollin' Oats, Vitamin Shop, Nutrition Smart, and other fine health food stores.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace for a good night's rest naturally.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Alga Life, Algae for Life, CV Sciences, From Seed to Shelf, New Chapter, The Benefit of Nature's Wisdom, Yerba Prima, Pioneers in Internal Cleansing, Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Harel Seidenwerg is my guest. He's in Germany today, because that's where he lives. And he was on once before. We had a wonderful conversation with him. I love having international guests onto the show. As I opened the show, that's one of my interests, is the cultural differences between and among countries in how they think and talk about diet, nutrition, medicine, the practice of medicine, and anything related to health, wellness, and well-being. I love that stuff. Dr. Seidenwerg, welcome back. Do you catch colds? Do you get a cold virus or a flu virus infection very much, or are you pretty sturdy?
Well, I mean, I get it now and then, and sometimes it depends on my whole constitution. I think that's very important, what kind of mood you are, what you experience in your life, but sometimes you cannot escape of it, so I get it, and then it's the question, what are you doing to get over it very fast?
Explain to the audience is always growing, and always new listeners and viewers of the show. Explain to the listener a little bit about your background and training in a viewer, so they know, sort of your expertise and area of interest.
Okay, I will try to make it short because it was a long experience. So, in my first life, I was a real physician. I was working with patients. I did residencies in surgery, general surgery, and in internal medicine. And I had my own office in Hamburg, in Germany, for about 8 years. And then I was resident of the United States. I wanted to go to the States, and I worked in Los Angeles. And then I was asked by a big American company to join them and to open and to manage a big education center dealing with keyhole surgery. And after this, within 8 years, I got an offer to work in communications, again for a big American company. And I did the healthcare business in Germany and partly in the States. Mm-hmm. And in the end, I was in my own office and consulting companies, and ended up doing this with a company called Biorforce, a German company dealing with plant-based medicines.
That's an interesting career. What kind of surgery was that? I missed that when you mentioned surgery.
General surgery.
So were you a surgeon?
Yes, I was a surgeon, and I did internal medicine as well. So I did both things, looking at patients and cutting them open. So
you had wonderful clinical experience, and then you had your, of course, being a surgeon in the operating room. I know a number of famous pathologists here in the United States, and one day I asked one of them, I said, what's the difference between you and a regular surgeon, because they're always doing autopsies? He says, surgeons wash their hands before surgery. I wash my hands after I'm done working.
That's right. And maybe the blood thing is but it's true. It's true. I mean, it's not such a big difference.
Let me ask you this. I had a surgeon on. He was a wonderful man. He hasn't been on for a while. And I asked him one day, we'll get to your topic, I promise, but I can't resist because you have such a great background. How important are the surgeon's hands? We hear a lot about the surgeon's hands. Is that a myth, or is that really true? Do the hands make a difference for a surgeon?
Well, I don't know if the hands by themselves are making the difference. I think I have seen many surgeons and colleagues in the operating theater, and there are surgeons who are really doing their job. I mean, they're doing it like somebody who is dealing with furniture and is very good in it. So they're very good what they're doing. They're knowing anatomy very well, and they're doing a good job. But then there are those who are really superior because they are more artists, they have the same expertise, but they deal with the human body like artists. So it's the way how they deal with tissue, how they use their scissors or the knives. And there you see, I have seen many surgeons like those artists who are really artists. They're painting, they're playing music, they're interested in arts. So there are differences.
Mm-hmm. In other words, it's not just cutting open a body. They have sort of like a good aesthetic sense about how to do all of that, right?
Correct. I would call it the sensitivity, the sensible hands that make the difference. The feeling what you're doing, not touching the tissue alone, but using instruments as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pathologist that I was referring to was Dr. Michael Baden. I worked with Dr. Michael Baden on some cases where he had to. I was in one of my other lives. I was a trial and jury consultant, and I worked with pathologists and experts of different kinds in helping lawyers to prepare for trial. So I worked with a number of famous pathologists, and it was always interesting. Boy, they're different. I can tell you, they were really. That's a different. I don't know. They have a different mindset about things. They're interesting as a group. We come back. It is cold and flu season, cold season for sure. Flu will be coming along. Turns out that Dr. Seidenwerg wants to talk about a couple of wonderful products from Bionoric that really serve people well. They're well established in Europe for sure, and here in the U.S. as well. We'll talk about that. You're always welcome to call the show. That's why we do the show. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. And in the second hour, my guest will be calling from South Africa, Dr. Bouic, who's an immunologist and famous in his own right in South Africa. So it's an international show today. Love that. Be right back.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Herb and Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Like, you could be in Germany, you could be in South Africa. That's where my guests are from today. Dr. Seidenwerg is in Germany, and Dr. Bouic will be on later. He's in South Africa. Dr. Seidenwerg, you heard him talk about his background. Great background and training. Clinical practice, surgeon. He's been involved in the business of medicine, and he gets it. Dr. Seidenwerg, welcome back. BioNorca, interesting company. They make two products. That's I was talking about cold and flu season. They make two products that are very appropriate for this time of year. Sinupret, and there's another one too, right?
Yeah, there's another one. It's the Bronchipret. So
Bronchipret.
one is dealing with the sinuses, and the other one is with the bronchial system, which are both, affected by infections in the flu and the cold season.
What from a, I guess a clinical perspective, you can't. When you have a cold virus or a flu virus, no antibiotic is going to necessarily help. So you have to deal with the symptoms, and so these products help with the symptoms. Yes.
Yeah, well, they help with the symptoms, but they are dealing with the viruses too. And Dr. Garko, I really would like just for a moment
Sure.
talk about this problem that you talk about antibiotics. And
Yes.
antibiotic resistances, which
Yes.
are really getting, worse and worse in the whole world. And I think the New York Times wrote 1 year, 2 years ago that within post-antibiotic era, which common infections and minor injuries will kill. Even when you have very little infections, and this will be a real possibility. And just to give you some numbers from Europe, from 2 years ago, I have the numbers in my head. I think we have already in the European Union, we have a year 25,000 deaths due to resistant pathogens. And,
Wow.
And there's 60% of medical errors regarding antibiotics in Germany, and the cost, I don't want to talk about it. It's, I think, nearly €2 billion in costs. So you see, that's a big problem, and it's getting down to the patients in the end. And so we have to know, like you said, that viruses will not be treatable by antibiotics, and we need something which is dealing with those viruses and with the symptoms of it, and shorten the duration of the infection. And that's what the Sinupret and Bronchipret
will do.
is doing, and this has been proven by studies.
Has this antibiotic resistance, where the pathogens are resistant to the antibiotics, has that come into existence because of the overprescribing of the antibiotics?
Yes, well, this is one big reason. I mean, even my colleagues in Germany, even if we have guidelines, they are still saying, well, to be on the safe side, I prescribe you an antibiotic. Or if you look into the Asian market, you can go in the pharmacy or in the supermarket and you buy antibiotic. So this is a big reason that it's overused. And the other reason, of course, that we are in many parts of the world, we are eating meat of animals that have been treated with antibiotics.
That's
and this is
interesting.
transferred to the human body and is causing those resistances.
That is, I often say that to people. You have to be careful about the steroids that they use in the animals, the antibiotics. They're giving them antibiotics because they're raising them in crowded conditions where disease spreads. So they give them antibiotics. I mean, it's crazy. You're wonderful point. I'm glad you highlighted it. So, in clinical studies, the research seems to suggest that the Sinupret and the Bronchipret tend to moderate the viruses somewhat.
Yes, they do it, and they do it quite significantly. The efficacy and the safety is proven by clinical studies, and And the aim of the company, by Norica, is really into getting those products into really guidelines, into medical guidelines. I know in the United States, and that's beneficial too, there are dietary supplements, so food supplements. But in the rest of the world, the studies have really caused that those products are accepted as medicines. And those products are really in the guidelines. I mean, the Sinupret will be, in 1 year, will be in the European guidelines to treat sinus infection and virus colds. And the Bronchipret is already in the German guidelines of the Association of Pneumology. So this is the aim of the company, to bring the product to this high level.
Is it from a being you're a physician, you'll know this answer. When a person gets infected with a virus, cold virus or a flu virus, often they develop a secondary bacterial infection, don't they?
They do, but actually this is very seldom. This happens maybe in, they develop it. It happens in some percentage of the cases, but in 95% they are purely virus infections.
I see.
And that's the thing. And of course, the doctor, if the infection getting worse, the doctor has to decide when to give antibiotics. But most of the times, it's a virus infection, and antibiotics are the wrong treatment.
And I was looking, they have Sinupret syrup for children, and they have Sinupret tablets, of course. And I was looking at the ingredients, the active ingredients, and this is a plant-based, herbal-based ingredient product, is it not?
It is absolutely plant-based. It is in Sinupret. It's really 5 plants. It's gentian, common sorrel, vervain, elder, and primrose. And in Bronchipret, it's thyme and ivy.
Huh. So, and in Germany, in that culture, there's a long history, is there not, of herbal, the role of herbs in the practice of health and medicine. True?
Absolutely, there is. But you see, Dr. Garko, the history shows us that we had, this traditional medicine for thousands of years. I mean, human beings were dealing with nature to treat their diseases. Then we had this time, the last 150, 180 years, where we have this academical medicine, where we're using synthetic medicine, chemical synthetic medicine, and the traditional medicine has been lost. And to bring those things together, to have really traditional medicine, natural-based medicine, together with academic knowledge and proving that they are working and that they are safe. This is the aim of this company, and this is what we find in those products.
Yeah, and if you go to, you can go to Bionorica, Bionorica, BionoricaUSA.com, and there are descriptions of the Sinupret and the Bronchipret. Sinupret is, of course, for sinus and immune support. Your immune system. That is the sentinel of your body. That's your pharmacy. That's your walk-in clinic. At one time, that's all people had, their immune system.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971. And we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Zinnia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Zinnia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Zinnia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Zinnia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Zinnia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, and collagen and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you're strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Zinnia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Zinnia by name. Start taking Zinnia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Natural Factors presents.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray. How would you like to feel more calm, centered, and alert with greater mental focus and clarity? Pharma-GABA, a special natural form of the major brain chemical GABA, can help. Our brain can naturally produce GABA, but sometimes we don't produce enough, so taking it as a supplement can give your brain a GABA boost. Pharma-GABA is a clinically proven form that is considerably more effective than other forms. Pharma-GABA produces favorable changes in brainwave patterns as well as a dramatic reduction in markers of stress, including salivary cortisol levels. Pharma-GABA is fast-acting, with feelings of calmness and mental focus experienced within 5 minutes of taking Pharma-GABA. So, if you want to feel calmer with greater mental clarity and focus and need a fast-acting help to cope with a stressful day, give Pharma-GABA a try. I think you'll be glad you did.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness. BSN, Finish First. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Here in the United States, I was even had my Dr. McElwain was on a couple of days ago, my own physician, an rheumatologist and internist, and I asked him about his daily practice and people coming in with colds. He said, "Oh yeah, so it's cold season's in play right now. So a lot of people sick, spreading these germs, and that's what they are. And once you're infected, it's not as if you can't do anything either about it. You can. There are two products from Bionorica that are excellent: Sinupret and Bronchipret. Dr. Seidenwerg is my guest, Harel Seidenwerg. Dr. Seidenwerg, in a sense here, is educating us about the company Bionorica and these products. So they do both products provide immune support as well as alleviating some of the symptoms of the viral infection?
Yeah, it is very interesting. I mean, if you talk about plant-based medicine, then we know that plants are existing out of millions of molecules. I mean, it's different than if you take a synthetic drugs, because you have only one synthetic molecule. So plants have millions of molecules, and they are dealing with different pathological findings in the body. So if you have an infection, you have a lowered immune system, you have a swollen skin inside of your body, epithelium, you are dealing with viruses. So there are different points where the medicine should work in, and this is why plants can do it, because they have different molecules, and they're treating not only the symptom but the cause of the inflammation there, where it comes from. So it's multifocal how it works.
When doctors talk about upper respiratory infection, lower respiratory infection, what part of the anatomy is associated with upper? What part of the anatomy is associated with lower?
Well, the upper one is easy. It's up. It's the nose. It's the sinus. It's the throat. And if you get lower in the bronchial system into the lung, you talk about the lower system.
I see.
They, of course, are connected. So you will find many patients that have an upper infection in the sinus or in the throat, and over the time, if they don't treat it, straight away, then the infection falls down to the lung, and this is what we find very often.
Do you have you ever had patients, or do you know of patients who will take both the Sinupret and the Bronchipret together?
Yeah, they do it, and that's a good thing, because we know that the unwanted side effects are so low. You have only slight side effects, and this is proven by statistics, and we have to protocol them. You have maybe something with your stomach or some skin rash, but this is very, very seldom, and it's not harmful. But you can take both, and it helps, in the upper and lower system.
Mm-hmm. I should point out that the Bionorica has made children's a syrup form of both of these products, which is always more. It's an easier way to get children to take the product, because they like the taste of the syrup. Right. So it comes in for both products. And in the Bronchipret, you heard Dr. Seidenwerg mention the active ingredients, only two: thyme and ivy leaf. That's it. And you say, well, that's it. Well, these, again, phytochemicals are. A lot of people don't understand, Dr. Seidenwerg, that these chemicals usually are there. They protected the plant from insults from the environment, and they're a gift to us because they protect us too, those chemicals, don't they?
Absolutely. I mean, those ingredients and those molecules have been grown over thousands of years, and the plant's protecting themselves, because they have a lot of enemies and they want to survive too. So they protect us as well, and we just have to find the right plants. This is what I'd like to stress again. We always think that ivy is ivy. If we harvest a plant here and maybe 1 mile away, we think it's the same, but it's not the same. They have different ingredients, different composition. So you have to find this plant that has the ingredients that you want to have in the medicine. And this plant, you want to copy and to grow it, and that you have the same information in every plant than in the mother plant.
So it's sort of like a family. Everybody has the same last name, they may be the same in that way, but they're all very different, right?
Yes, absolutely. And this is what people don't know. We know about wine that wine is not wine. If you like to drink a great wine and I go out and harvest red grapes for you, put it into a plastic bag and say, Dr. Garko, this is a great wine. It's the same that you love, and you pay $20. You will say you're crazy, Harel. But people think that primrose or ivy or rosemary, that the plants are all the same.
They're not.
But they are not. They have different ingredients, different molecules, and you have to know which one has the right composition that you want to use, and you want to multiply. You don't use any genetic modification. You just clone them, and you grow them inside first, and then outside in the fields. And those plants you use to extract the active
ingredients
to make an active medicine out of it.
That's right. Bionorica is the company. Go to Bionorica, Bionorica, BioNoricaUSA.com, and you'll see the products there. These products are sold in fine health stores throughout the United States, but these products are also very popular in Europe, are they not, Dr. Seidenwerg?
They're very, very famous here already. I mean, in Germany, the Sinupret is the number one sold and recommended sinus medication in Germany, even compared to synthetic drugs.
Wow.
And in Eastern Europe, it's very famous. I mean, you can get Sinupret in nearly 50 countries of the world.
And that's a variable that consumers should pay attention to. One, where did they get the raw materials for the product? How do they make the product? Has the product been on the market a long time? And is it sold internationally? When you satisfy those, and is there science to support the product? All of those criteria are satisfied by both of these products. That's why they're long-standing and been in the marketplace for consumers to help them when they get infected with a cold or flu virus. Dr. Seidenwerg, my only regret with you is I never have enough time to talk to you. I always enjoy speaking with you.
Yes, me too, and I'm looking forward for next time. And I promise if I come to the States, I will be on the West Coast in 2 weeks, but I will come and visit you, and then we will talk personally, not only about viruses.
That'll be great. Nice, always nice to talk to you. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay healthy, and we'll see you the next time. Take care of yourself.
I wish the same, and all your listeners as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll be back. We're going to talk to Dr. Bouic. He's going to be calling in. I believe he's in South Africa today. So it's really an international show today. I love that stuff.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. If you just tuned in, appreciate you stopping by. And if you were listening in the first hour, stayed over for the second, thank you as well. And we made it to the end of the week. Well, as I always say, we're not at the end of our rope, so we're good. Made it here in one piece. And my crew's here. The boys are always good. They're always here. Keep me organized. Stephen on the board, working the board, and Josh works the video portion of the show. The show does stream. People like that. We found that out. So we've been doing it now well over a couple of years now, I guess, and it's become very popular. People will download the streams. They'll download the audio because everything is on demand at letstalknutrition.com. International flavor to the show today. I was just talking with Dr. Harel Seidenwerg. He was in Germany, not probably too far from Hamburg, if I remember correctly. And in this hour, a new guest on Let's Talk Nutrition, Dr. Patric Bouic. And it's interesting. Over the years, Dr. Bouic's name has come up on my show, unbeknownst to him, very often. And especially when we're talking about the immune system and Moducare. And Moducare is an interesting product. It has a long history, an intriguing kind of history, and is connected to the immune system. And Dr. Bouic is very notable in his field. By all reports, in my research, I always check out the guests. I always look into that as a producer of the show. It's my responsibility, and I want to know who I'm talking to and what their background is. We've had wonderful people on the show, and Dr. Bouic is among them now. And by all reports, both what I've read and people that I've talked to speak so highly of Dr. Bouic. He's an immunologist. He was trained in France, and he graduated with his PhD from the University of Claude Bernard in Lyon in 1984. He's board certified. He's a board certified immunologist as well. So Dr. Bouic knows, he's been through, he has the training, he's background, he knows what he's doing. And Dr. Bouic, I want to welcome you to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Garko, and it's really a pleasure to speak to you because, as you mentioned, through the years, I'm well aware of your show, and colleagues of mine have participated in your show, and I have the honor now to speak to the Dr. Garko. And
wow.
I do exist. I do exist.
I know you.
Thank you very much for the kind words.
It's easy to say nice things about nice people. It's always good to do that.
Oh, wow.
So you speak, I presume you speak French fluently, I would presume.
It is indeed my home language.
That's your first language. And are you in South... I'm sorry? Go ahead.
It is my home language.
Yeah. Where in France were you born?
No, not France. That's the thing. I was born in Mauritius, small little island in the Indian Ocean.
I'll be darned.
Like many Mauritians, at the time we were born, I was born British for all my sins, and we immigrated to South Africa in 1964. But obviously in Mauritius at the time it had gone from as a French colony, it had become an English colony before becoming independent. So we kept the French.
What is the name of the island?
It is Mauritius.
Mauritius. And
yes.
This is interesting. I've never had a guest grow up in that kind of environment. What was that like for you to grow up in that kind of world?
Well, being a tropical island, I think firstly it's very colonial, obviously at the time when I was born, extremely colonial. But I think what I really remember of my youth growing up was my grandmother, who lived to the age of 94, who had brought into this world 23 children.
Oh, my land.
Yeah, exactly. She never made use of any allopathic drugs. It was always herbals and tinctures of this plant and tinctures of that plant, and she was never ill. And in fact, she passed away in her sleep at the age of 94.
Let me make sure I got this right. She passed away. My mom lived to be 92, but she didn't. 20? Did you say 23 children?
23 single pregnancies. Yes, Dr. Garko. 23. My mother was one of 23 children.
Oh my God. Well, having family dinner at your place must have been. That's like a neighborhood.
Well, exactly. I always joked with my friends at school when I was growing up, saying, possibly half the island belongs to the family.
That's unbelievable.
But the point I wanted to make was that, in fact, we grew up as children very much natural, very much lifestyle, very much. If anybody was coming down with, let's say, a bit of a cold, it was always, herbals that my grandmother used to bring across to us and get us to drink, etc. So we very seldom grew up having made use of antibiotics or, any drugs.
Wow.
And I think it's deep down is what maybe started my curiosity into natural remedies and how we can, make our lives a lot healthier by eating properly, firstly, nutrition.
Sure.
And secondly, making use of herbals if needed.
Sure. How many siblings do you have? How many children did your mom have?
I have 6 siblings. So I was one of 7. Unfortunately, Mom lost 2. So I think she was well on her way to having the 20 children as well.
And where did you fall? Were you in the middle? Were you at the young?
I was the third oldest. Yeah,
the third oldest. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's always that's interesting. There are studies about that too. Well, we'll save that for another day. God, it's great to have you on. I don't even know if we can get to the topic because I have a gazillion questions on. How did you get your so you grew up on this island. I'm sure that there weren't universities all over the place. I'm assuming that maybe there were, but how did you have the good fortune and the privilege to get so educated?
Oh, well, as I mentioned, we left Mauritius in 1964. It was at a time, obviously, when the locals were really pushing and manifesting to get independence from the crown. And my father just felt that, like many Mauritians, he was a bit aware that there may be lack of education for a while, etc., because it was a very British system. And if the British were kicked out of the island, I think as parents, they all panicked to say, what would the education system be like thereafter? So we immigrated to South Africa, and obviously the obvious place was to go to Durban on the east coast of South Africa, which is very tropical, obviously very close to where Mauritius was. So I went to school here in South Africa, and I started my medical studies at the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg.
Uh-huh.
And then I was offered a scholarship to study in a French university. I was one of the lucky ones to have been offered this scholarship. And I was there from 1981 and came back in 84. And came straight on to Cape Town, and I've been in Cape Town ever since.
I was recently asked to give a short bio and of myself. And I focused on my mother, my upbringing, because I was raised, my mother and father were immigrants, and what the values that they brought to this country and taught me. and how they made available to me the opportunity to get educated. And it was a privilege to have my mother and father as parents, and it's always been a privilege to get my education, to get my PhD and all my degrees and whatnot. I'm sure you sort of feel the same way about all that, don't you?
Very much, Dr. Gaga. I'll tell you why. Because, having left the home country and come to a new country as a home, with 7 children at the time, it was not very easy. And I still recall that there were days when my father was holding down a full-time job. He would get home at 5 o'clock or 5 p.m. in the evening, have a quick bite to eat for dinner. Mom would have made dinner for him. He would grab a shower and be back out on the roads driving taxis till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll continue. Boy, I don't care how many degrees you are, but what kind of person are you? How are you raised? That's what counts.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Everyone's raving about the newest botanical superstar hitting the store shelves nationwide. Hemp-derived cannabidiol, or CBD, has been receiving a lot of attention for its tremendous promise on human health. Plus, CBD Oil by CV Sciences is the trusted brand setting the standards in this newly emerging category of plant-based extracts, offering a variety of hemp-derived CBD oil products that you can count on. In order to make the highest quality CBD oil products available, it is important to manage every step of the supply chain process, from seed to shelf. That's why, from harvesting our EU-certified hemp seeds, to laboratory testing for quality and safety, to producing our exceptional line of products, we are committed to going the extra mile. It is our commitment to you. Join the CBD evolution. Ask your local natural health retailer about Plus CBD oil products by CV Sciences today. Follow us on Facebook and learn more at pluscbdoil.com.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Zinnia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Zinnia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Zinnia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Zinnia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Zinnia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, and collagen and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you're strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Zinnia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Zinnia by name. Start taking Zinnia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted Best Independent Chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Alga Life, Algae for Life, CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition International show today. Dr. Harel Seidenwerg was my guest in the first portion of the show from near Hamburg, Germany. And Dr. Patric Bouic is my guest in this portion of the show. And Dr. Bouic, interesting background. He's a first-time guest on the show, and we've spent the first segment talking about his background, where he was raised. And there's a place called Mauritius, Mauritius, and they have a beautiful flag. It's red. Looks like red. The colors, it's hard to make out on this screen. We're going to show that. And it's the island. It's officially the Republic of Mauritius, an island nation in the Indian Ocean, about 2,000 kilometers off the southeast coast of the African continent. Can you have that, Josh? He's going to show it. And we're showing it, and now I can see with my own eye, what a beautiful place. Oh, my God. If you're watching the show at letstalknutrition.com, you can see the island of Mauritius, where Dr. Bouic was born and raised. His grandmother had 23 children. He was one of 7 siblings. Has a wonderful background in education, got his PhD, is an immunologist, board certified. These are the kinds of stories that really, people have a lot of initials behind their name, but I'm always interested in who's the person. So I spent a little time trying to learn about Dr. Bouic, and over the years, his name has been mentioned numerous times on this show, so this is the first time I got a chance to talk to him. Dr. Bouic, welcome back. It's good to have you on the show. Moducare.
Thank you.
Moducare. You're probably one of the world's leading experts. There's everything to know, everything you wanted to know about Moducare, you know. That product has an interesting history, doesn't it?
Very, very interesting.
How did it start? How did it all start?
Well, I was very fortunate at the time. I had just got back, having completed my PhD in France. I was running an immunodiagnostic laboratory at one of the teaching medical schools here in Cape Town, when I was approached by an elderly gentleman from Johannesburg who had been looking into a particular plant himself. He had looked into this plant through a family member of his who apparently was dying of cancer, who had been condemned to bed to go and pass away gently. And he had heard about this particular tuber, which he went and dug up and made tea and gave it to the gentleman. And apparently, according to this gentleman, Mr. Liebenberg, this family member of his got out of bed 2 weeks later, and he lived an extra, I think, 4 or 5 years before passing away of a non-related, cancer-related illness.
Did he have prostate cancer? Did he have prostate cancer?
Prostate cancer, exactly. And he had been sort of condemned, to go home and literally pass. So Mr. Liebenberg spent many years trying to get scientists in South Africa interested in this particular plant to see what could be in this particular tuber from this plant that could be related to the success story that he had observed himself. So a meeting was set up, and I'm going back now to 1992 when his first contact was made. And he came with this plant pounded, and he said to me, listen, this plant, I gave it to, here in South Africa, we call them worm koers, who lived an extra 5 years and he didn't die of prostate cancer. Can you do something for me? So I looked at him and I listened to all his testimonials of all the people he had given it to. And, I was convinced. I mean, there was this gentleman who had been using this herbal without any science, and he wanted me to help him sort of develop this. So the first step was to start fractionating. We wanted to get fractions to see whether there were any active fractions that could either directly kill cancer cells or work via the immune system. And bingo, that was one of the very first initial screening tests that we did in the test tube in vitro, where we showed that the plant fats of this particular tuber were able to enhance the functioning of immune cells in the test tube. Now, the beauty is, this plant, like all other plants that we know of, they all contain the plant fats, namely the sterols and the sterolins.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't particularly to this plant that it was ascribed to be able to do the immune boosting or immune enhancement. But literally, if we went to a chemical store and purchased purified sterols and sterolins, we would be able to reproduce exactly what we had seen with this plant.
What's the name of the plant, by the way?
The plant that was used here was called the African potato. Okay. It's called the African potato. It's in fact a of the family Hypoxis, Hypoxis. So it's a very, very attractive plant, but it's the tuber that grows underground that is used by the local traditional healers to treat their patients.
Now, the story, starting with the gentleman that you referenced who had prostate cancer, who was given a diagnosis that he had a short time to live, when he went home, were they making sort of a tea from the tuber? Is that what they were doing?
Exactly. They were taking the tuber, drying it out slightly, and then cutting it into slices and making a tea. And he was instructed to drink, 3 or 4 cups of this tea per day. And slowly, surely, but, he recovered. He actually got out of bed. There was this bedridden gentleman, got out of bed, and apparently he lived an extra 5 years, and he died of something totally non-related. And that intrigued Mr. Liebenberg to actually start investigating this plant.
I see.
You know what it's like? You go to allopaths and you go to different research institutes, and they say to you, well, bring me proof that this thing is active before I even bother looking at it.
Yeah,
Well, I think I have.
show me the data, right?
Show me the data. Well, let's generate the data to prove them.
Okay, when we come back, we'll talk about this. I have a lot of questions for Dr. Bouic. His last name is spelled B-O-U-I-C, but it's pronounced like, Bouic. And I always say, you don't want to have a dinner plate the size of a hubcap on a 53 Buick. It's plate's too big, too much food.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show and whatever you may be doing. Could be in Hamburg, Germany, where my guest in the first hour was, or you could be in somewhere in South Africa, where Dr. Patric Bouic is my guest in this hour. Dr. Bouic mentioned the African potato plant. It's a tuber. We're going to show you a picture of that or an image of that if you're watching the show right now. Right, Josh? And it's a beautiful looking plant, by the way. A lovely flower on that plant. Turns out that many people think, oh, fats, they're just found in animals. Yeah, well, they're also in plants. Sterols and sterolins. Those are plant fats. Right, Dr. Bouic?
You're quite right, Dr. Garko. And, this is the problem. People don't realize that plants that we ingest also have their own cholesterol in inverted commas, but that it's not the cholesterol that we make or we ingest from animal sources, but rather it's referred to as sterols and sterolins. Hence, this was possibly the very first lot of research on the uses of the sterols were as cholesterol-lowering agents. The Japanese were very, very strong in this field to show that if one ingested up to 2 grams of these sterols per day, we were able to lower, the raised plasma levels of cholesterol. The reason for that is because our nutrition today, our lifestyles, we don't consume sufficient, amounts of these sterols and sterolins in our diets because they are in fact removed from most of our foods. And this is a really worrying part, and that is that these are important molecules that we need, not only just to prevent cholesterol absorption, etc., but to me, having seen their functions as to how it operates on the immune system, we are depleting our natural resources in order to maintain a healthy immunity by refinement.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Moducare is the name of the product. Moducare. It's an immune system product. Let's say, for example, somebody's suffering from osteoarthritis or one of these autoimmune diseases where the immune system has gone haywire. It's like somebody left a switch on for the immune system, and it's hyperactive, and it's ironically, paradoxically, is damaging cells and tissues. Does Moducare, is it like an adaptogen where it will either moderate the immune system up or down depending on the conditions, so to speak, on the ground, if you will?
That is exactly the point, I think, Dr. Garko. I think, there are many, many products out there which are simple immune boosters. Now, the way the boosting properties work is that they tend to target the more inflammatory types of cells, such as, I'm going to mention the word, echinacea. Echinacea works extremely well because it targets your monocytic type of cells, which need to secrete these inflammatory cells. Hence, we can get rid of viral diseases much faster. Moducare is very different. It is an immune modulator. In other words, it modulates either an underactive immune response or it modulates an overactive immune response. You referred to autoimmune diseases. Now, in autoimmunity, you don't want to boost that abnormality. You want to bring back the regulatory mechanisms in that immunity, and Moducare is able to do that.
And is it best to take... I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
And someone else whose immune system is maybe a slightly dampened, by taking Moducare, you're actually helping those immune cells to recover in order to function optimally.
Mm-hmm. So, and it's best to take Moducare on an empty stomach, it seems, because you don't want it to compete with other molecules?
It's best on an empty stomach because most of our diets today, most people's diets, contain animal fats. Now, I've just mentioned the fact that it competes for the receptor binding of cholesterol. Now, if your diet is very high in cholesterol, we absorb very badly, okay, the Moducare. So it is advisable to actually take it on an empty stomach, away from animal fats especially.
So, typically, why do people take Moducare? What is some of the evidence to suggest that it can be taken for different reasons? What are some of the reasons why people would, on a day-to-day basis, take Moducare?
Okay. We did quite a few double-blind placebo-controlled studies in patients. Obviously, here in Africa at the time when we were doing the research, one of the major problems we were facing with, and we still face today, by the way, and that is tuberculosis as well as HIV. If we just talk about the tuberculosis study, what we showed were that people who were diagnosed with TB, who were getting their recommended antibiotics, the chemotherapy to actually control the bacterial infectivity, but if they were given a capsule of Moducare versus others that were given just the chemotherapy, the antimicrobials, with a capsule of the placebo, what we showed was that, in fact, the changes back to normality were faster in those that had taken the Moducare together with the antibiotics in TB. And knowing how the actual compounds work, by improving the function of the T cells, the T lymphocytes in the peripheral blood of the individuals, we are able to clear those infective bacteria much faster.
So what if, let me extrapolate from that for a second. Let's say somebody has a bacterial infection, a secondary bacterial infection from a cold or flu virus, and now their sinuses or their lungs are infected, and they're given an antibiotic. If they took the Moducare with the antibiotic, would it behave in the same kind of way as it did in the TB clinical trials?
It's a different type of bacterium. Okay? Tuberculosis is a pathogen which is, in fact, intracellular. It goes and hides away from the immune system inside the host cell.
Yeah.
In the case of let's say, a sinus infection, it's an extracellular bacterium.
It's outside.
So it's a very different category of immune cells which help you to control that sinus infection. So whether Moducare would help to control or clear the sinus infection faster, possibly. But I would think that it would be more effective in helping the host fight off the tuberculosis better.
By the way, can people still could men still take Moducare for prostate health?
Oh, yes, very much so. It's an immediate yes, because that was one of the studies that was done in Germany, and the product was registered, it's still registered in Germany, as the product is known as Harel, H-I-R-Z-O-L. And in fact, very much for prostate, prostate treatment. It depends on the country, because the Germans, we tend to treat before we go in surgically and do anything about it.
I got it.
The countries, the urologists are very much, they go in and cut out, and that's it. That's the end of your problem. So it depends on which countries, but certainly, yes, I have patients who have, either benign prostate hypertrophy or even prostate cancer, and are currently still using Moducare many, many years later. And
we'll be right back.
Battling sinus, bronchial disorders, allergies, and other seasonal irritants can be a constant struggle, making this the season when you need Oreganol P73 the most, nature's most powerful natural remedy. Get the blast of wild nature you need with the only wild Mediterranean oregano extract, Oreganol P73 from North American Herb & Spice. After being tested, both the USDA and the FDA agree Oreganol P73 is powerful. North American Herb & Spice knows it's powerful as well and knows P73 is just what you need. When you you take P73, you'll experience its cleansing power. You'll smell the fresh mountain-grown aroma and feel its effectiveness. The Greeks used wild oregano for their health, not just spice, and called it oreganos, the delight of the mountain. Oreganol P73 is 100% wild, hand-picked Mediterranean oregano. Do not accept cheap imitations made from farm-raised or non-oregano species. Use Oreganol P73 and stay healthy all year long. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA-certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Did you know that the most common form of calcium supplement today is calcium carbonate, also known as limestone? You don't eat rocks as part of your balanced diet, so why would you choose to supplement your bone health nutritional needs with limestone? Our bodies understand and seek whole food sources of nutrition. New Chapter is proud to deliver Bone Strength Take Care, a calcium complex that delivers key bone health nutrients in the form of whole food, not rocks. Bone Strength Take Care also delivers key bone nourishing nutrients, including vitamins D3 and K2. Vitamin K2 is of critical importance as it ensures calcium is placed in the bone where it's needed and stays out of the arteries where it's not. Discover for yourself the whole food bone health alternative to rocks. Bone Strength Take Care, the best-selling natural bone health supplement in America. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all natural ingredients, Solace is not addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace for a good night's rest naturally.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness. BSN, Finish First. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And here's the LTN health question of the day. Talking with Dr. Patric Bouic. He's a first-time guest on the show. Great guest. Wonderful conversation. I wish I had 2 hours with him. Turns out that Moducare, which is one of my favorite products, has been for many years, is constituted of sterols and sterolins. These are plant fats. And you heard Dr. Bouic convey the story about how this product came into being. And the ingredients, the sterols and sterolins, come from the Latin name, and maybe I'm going to butcher this, but I'll give it a try, is Hypoxis hermocalidea. I believe that's how you would pronounce it. And it represents, that is the Latin name for a particular plant in Africa from which these sterols and sterolins that you find in Moducare come. What is the name of that plant? Is it the African potato plant, the African carrot plant, or the African celery plant? Hypoxis hermocalidea. I'll have to ask Dr. Bouic if I'm butchering that, but is that the African potato plant, African carrot plant, or African celery plant? Right answer, $25 supplement gift card. Dr. Bouic, welcome back. Thank you, Dr. Garko. I'm sure, my Latin is horrible, but I don't know if I pronounced that second part of the Latin name correctly or not. Maybe I was close enough. I don't know.
No, you were spot on, Dr. Garko.
Okay, good. Good enough. Good. During cold and flu season, would it be a good idea for people to take Moducare either as a preventative strategy or once infected, or both?
Well, personally, I would say to folks, it's something which we should be supplementing with our diets every day.
Every day?
Every day. Because it is, unfortunately, we are not getting enough of this stuff. Most of the sterols and sterolins are being refined from the richest sources of the sterols and sterolins happen to be the seed oils. Now, if you take, for instance, a good cold-pressed oil, if you leave it standing on the shelf for quite a few months, it becomes murky. And obviously that's not very appealing to the public. So what do the oil manufacturers do? They go and refine them out. Now that's the worst thing, because they are removing the most important components of that oil. Hence, it's always been known that cold-pressed oils are much better than the refined oils or the hydrogenated oils. So, personally, prevent the cold and flu by taking it every day, because what it does, it primes your immune cells so that if you come into contact with the virus causing the common cold or the influenza virus, well then your immune system kicks in a lot faster, it clears it before you even become symptomatic.
That's interesting.
So it's prophylactic, but it can also be used for chronic diseases, chronic infections.
By the way, are you in Cape Town today? Where are you today?
I am sitting in Cape Town at the moment, yes.
Cape Town, South Africa. Boy, that city has an interesting history, Cape Town. How long have you been in Cape Town?
Well, I've lived in Cape Town now since coming back from Europe after my studies from 1984.
I see.
I've been living here since 1984.
I see. And do you have opportunity? I was reading in your bio, I think you still teach students?
Oh yeah, I'm still very much involved with student training. I am associated with the University of Stellenbosch, the medical faculty, so I train medical students. I prefer to deal predominantly with my postgraduate students. I still train, postgrads who are doing maybe their masters or their PhDs in medical sciences. But I am unfortunately, still having still required to lecture. I also teach dietitians and nutritionists.
Oh,
so that's
good.
My exciting part, because I always say to people, good health starts with what we put down our throats.
Nice, that's for sure. So here's a hint to the health question of the day. Looking for the name of the plant from which the sterols and sterolins are taken, extracted for the Moducare product. It's the name of the plant. Is it the African potato plant, African carrot plant, or African celery plant? I can say that somewhere in the Midwest in the United States, I think it's in the Midwest. Would that be right about that, Stephen? They grow this particular vegetable. I think it's the Midwest. Is it African potato? Yes, it is the Midwest, because there's a state, and Idaho is the state where they grow a lot of these. So it is the African potato plant, African carrot plant, or African celery plant. Idaho is the clue. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. So, Dr. Bouic, just as a little off topic here, but I'm always interested in these and what goes on in different cultures. What is the food like in Cape Town or South Africa? Do you find it generally healthy, or has it become westernized and you have a lot of processed foods now?
Well, unfortunately, I think, South Africa follows the rest of the world, and that is we do have a lot of, fast food outlets. We do have a lot of refined foods, but somehow I think we lagging behind the rest of the Western world in the sense that people are well aware of what good nutrition should be. So it's unfortunate that we do have, the generation that's coming up, obviously, the youngsters, where they just have a quick, fast food outlet, takeout. But generally speaking, I might be generalizing, but generally speaking, people are very well aware of good nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So we're lucky still. We're still lucky. We don't have the enormous problems that we face in Europe and in North America of obesity as yet, not yet.
That's good.
Obesity and diabetes and what have you. So
that's good.
We're protected maybe still.
Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Tampa. Darlene, welcome to the show. What is the name of that plant? Is it the African potato plant, carrot, or celery plant?
African potato plant.
Yeah, the African potato plant, as it turns out, is a tuber. It grows in the ground. And that's the plant from which the extracts are, the sterols and sterolins are extracted in Moducare. Darlene, thank you for listening. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate your listenership.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. And Dr. Bouic, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. We would hope that you would come back again. I have more questions than I have sense that I can ask you. So we scratched the surface.
Dr. Garka.
All right. Well, we want you to come back. You're invited on the show anytime you want to come on.
Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure chatting this morning to you folks. And, if ever you come out my way to
you'll be one of the first people I look up, Dr. Bouic. Remember, Moducare, because your health is your wealth.